Love where you live and play with Lindsay Management. Affordable apartments and golf memberships at 9 and 18-hole courses. Buying or selling? Trust Lindsay and Associates. Serving the community for over 50 years. Lindsay, #1 in apartments, golf, and real estate.
Want to run faster, jump higher, move with more power? The Sports Recovery and Development Program at Bridges Therapy Group builds speed, strength, agility, and endurance while correcting movement issues that can cause injury. Give your athlete the edge. Schedule an assessment today at srdathlete.com. We look ahead to some games coming up on this Friday night and catch up with Van Buren head coach Moe Henry. It is Friday, October 17th, and this is Varsity Vibe Today. Welcome into Varsity Vibe Today on this Friday. I'm your host, Alyssa Orange. Thank you so much for joining us. And like we do every Friday, Brey Cook going to join me to look at some of the games happening on this Friday night. So let's get to it. Our Lewis Automotive opening drive. The fall kickoff event is happening now at the Lewis Automotive Group. Unbeatable prices and special financing. Your next vehicle is ready for you now at one of their 3 locations, Fayetteville, Springdale, and Farmington. Brey, we've made it to another Friday. It is week 7, a lot of football to get to. So let's talk about our Northwest Arkansas game of the week. And this is a rivalry that you hear about. And I get to experience it for the very first time in Bentonville and Fayetteville. And you've got a Bentonville team who right now is 5-0. You've got a Fayetteville team who finally won a conference game. But we know in this matchup, anything can happen.
Well, there's no doubt. And this has been the rivalry, since the 7A West was formed. It feels like it was always Bentonville, Fayetteville, and somebody else was going to kind of in the mix. And this year it does feel a little different. Fayetteville's had some struggles where in the past they've been that powerhouse these last couple of years. But now they've had a little bit of a gut check. And so for me, I think the most exciting part about this game is Fayetteville can run the table Friday tonight if they want. I mean, if they show up and they do things how they've done in the past, they're more than capable of doing it. Were they able to find their groove, find their rhythm in that game against Northside and get back on track? And is that enough to give them the confidence to go in here and play this game like they can against, in my opinion, it's probably the number 2, if not the number 1 team in the state, which, Bryant, God bless them, very talented program. Bentonville looks really good. And Coach Crane has got that train rolling on all cylinders. So huge matchup tonight.
Yeah, it'll be a fun one. I'm excited about it. You're going to be at Harbor and Bentonville West. We saw West last week, and Rogers just a freight train, hard to stop. Harbor also trying to just really bounce back from the loss to Springdale. And so how do you see this one squaring off?
This is it's so unique. I've worked so closely with both of these teams this year. And I feel like I'm at both campuses every week, which I am. And they both kind of got punched in the mouth last Friday night. The Harbor, they did not expect to lose that game against Springdale, who we talked about on this podcast is always capable of taking that win. And they did Friday night against Harbor. And then Bentonville licking their wounds after running into Rogers against we were there at that game, and I had not seen that quarterback in person, but he's the real deal. Very, very talented kid. And so both these teams, I think, kind of got shocked last Friday night. And it's how quick are they able to get back on track and get everybody back on board and just focus back in on themselves and getting better day by day. And it's really going to be a testament to see who was able to recover quicker.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it, because you got to get up and kind of just shake it off and move forward as quickly as possible. Speaking of those 2 teams that did win last week, they now play each other, Rogers and Springdale. And I think we both know we're not saying anything that's going to surprise anyone, but Rogers is a hard team to stop, and Springdale's going to have to play pretty perfect to even try.
So they're going to have to play perfect, but more than that, you want to beat Rogers, but you don't want to beat them as bad as you wanted to beat Harbor. So coming off that big rivalry week, huge momentum, emotional win. Are they going to be able to get back and do those same things on the football field? That's a tough thing to do.
Yeah, it is. All right. Hey, let's bounce down to Central Arkansas.
Mhm.
Because I think a big game that maybe surprised some people is Conway at Little Rock Central. And that might not jump off the page at you, but Conway right now is 3-0 in the
Mhm.
7A Central. And so is Bryant. And Conway's kind of just cruising right now, playing some really good football under the radar.
Yeah, they are. And I was down there last week talking to Coach James, and I love the way he coaches football. It's tough. It's tough and it's physical, and you've either got to jump on board or this train is going without you. And the kids down there are on board that train. So, and there's a lot of talent in that area. So, really excited to see that program continue to roll, and they got a big test tonight.
Yeah, a lot of football to cover, a lot of football to watch. And of course, if you can't follow along everywhere, we want to encourage you to follow us on our social media page on Facebook, X, Instagram, TikTok. So much great content from our creators on Friday night. So make sure to check all that out. All right, Brey, we'll see how this one squares up, and we'll talk about week 8 next week.
Sounds good. Thank you.
If you're an athlete that wants to improve your game, maybe improve your 40, jump higher, have better agility, Bridges Therapy Group's Sport Recovery and Development Program can help. They've been helping student athletes reach their highest potential for quite a while now. They've got a team that includes physical therapists, athletic trainers, personal trainers, and occupational therapists. And together, they design individual plans to build speed, explosive power, agility, strength, and endurance. Whether your athlete's returning from rehab or working for a competitive edge, SRD provides the training and guidance to help them succeed. Schedule your athlete's assessment today at srdathlete.com.
Quick Turf is the go-to team for building championship-level sports facilities for public schools, private schools, and the entire school district. They also install beautiful backyard putting greens for homeowners. Known for lifelike, eco-friendly turf, Quick Turf handles everything from design and lighting to drainage and final landscaping. Their all-in-one approach delivers high-performance surfaces for athletes and low-maintenance greens that last for years. With preventative maintenance programs, they keep every field and green looking game day ready. Schedule a free consultation today at quickturf.com. That's QIKturf.com.
The fall kickoff event is on now at Lewis Automotive Group. Unbeatable prices, special financing, and your next ride is ready for you at any of our locations in Fayetteville, Farmington, or Springdale. Don't forget about the Lewis Guarantee, home of double the factory warranty, only at Lewis Automotive Group.
Could a little extra support help your child shine even brighter? Bridges Therapy Group empowers kids to live their best life with expert pediatric therapy services tailored to their needs. Their team offers occupational therapy, speech therapy, and physical therapy, guiding families from the first evaluation to every milestone along the way. Give your children the tools to succeed and shine. Give your child the tools to succeed and shine. Visit btgpeds.com to learn more and schedule your appointment today. That's btgpeds.com.
Love where you live and play with Lindsay Management. Enjoy affordable apartments with community amenities like fitness centers and resort-style pools at select locations. Golf memberships are also available at beautiful 9 and 18-hole courses. Buying or selling a home, commercial, or investment property? Trust Lindsay & Associates, serving the community and bringing great neighbors together for over 50 years. Lindsay, #1 in apartments, golf, and real estate.
Another game happening tonight in the River Valley, Fort Smith, Southside, and Van Buren. Now the Mavericks looking to bounce back from that loss to Shiloh a week ago, but Van Buren right now, the Pointers, 3-0 in 6A West play, and they're 3-0 for the first time since 1999. I was able to catch up with head coach Moe Henry about why they're seeing that success on the football field.
I think probably, being ready for the moment. We talk about opportunities and being prepared and taking advantage of those opportunities. So, I think that, and I really do. I think our schedule, our preseason schedule, it's competitive, it's challenging for us, and it does a good job of getting us ready. And I think the way that our schedule is set up for us, it gives us an opportunity to go and play and grow from mistakes and starting to get to the second part of our schedule, it's going to be a little bit more demanding and challenging for us, and to be consistent.
Not putting too much pressure on the guys, but I read it's been since 1999 that Van Buren has started 3-0 in conference play. It's been a while. And so these guys are really rising to the occasion and doing something that hasn't been done in a really long time.
It is, and that's exciting. And hopefully that part the excitement part has come from that, and it's already gone. Back when we won 2 conference games in a row, actually it went back to 99. So after the Siloam game, we was able to be excited and be glad to be part of bringing football back to Van Buren and not for it to be so long. And so now we're just focusing on for any type of records from a win or loss standpoint, for it to not be so long again if ever we continue to grow and win games.
I know it's so much of a process, right? When you're building a program, do you feel like it's that process that is now showing the results that you guys are seeing right now on the football field?
I think so, and that process comes with consistency. Just being able to be familiar with each other, whereas it's coaching staff, whether it's the players. This group of seniors, they were freshmen the first time that this coaching staff, became a group, and so I think that and being able to see division and see work being done and seeing the results of it, I think is big for the kids to be able to see. And so I do, I just think through time and being in a program and being around each other enough to know each other, that it's starting to have some dividends on us right now.
Time now to introduce you to this week's SRD Performance Athlete of the Week.
My name is Jordan Loeb. I go to Farmington High School and I play football. I feel like I've gotten so much faster with my lateral speed and my straight line speed, and stronger. And the workouts that we do here are really sport-based. So if I'm punching somebody like that, I'm gonna start doing stuff like that here, and it's just really based off of what you do in the sport. 10 out of 10, this is the best. I would recommend it to everybody. I really wish I would have started coming here sooner.
To learn more about the program, visit srdathlete.com. That is going to do it for Varsity Vibe today on this Friday. Thank you so much for joining us. Go out, go enjoy some high school football tonight, and make sure again to follow us on our social platforms for all of our content tonight. Also follow us wherever you get your podcasts, on our YouTube page as well. Subscribe there and subscribe to the newsletter at varsityvibearkansas.com. A special shout out to our sponsors, Lewis Automotive, Lindsay, Bridges Therapy, Everett Chevrolet, and Quick Turf. Have a great weekend, everybody.